Hi professors, this is group P23. My name is Yiting and alongside me presenting is Shafiq, Weitian, Ryan and Vincent. This is the table of content here. We will be explaining them in more detail in the upcoming slides. This is our application description. As we all know, the cost of living in Singapore is one of the highest in the world. With our databases, we hope to give users insight on the different types of mode of transport and their fares. We use a couple of datasets from lta.gov.sg, for example, the COE bidding results. Other dataset sources came from other websites, such as mom.gov.sg.
From what we see in this ER diagram, all the attributes are linked to an entity and have one primary key to uniquely identify the table record. An example from the left of the ER diagram indicates a person, and this person holds 4 attributes, which mainly gender, and NRIC, name, and address. But this person can only be uniquely identified by NRIC. This person also holds a is-a relationship with both the passenger and the driver. So the person is a passenger or the person is a driver. You can see that both the driver and the passenger will take the primary key of the person, which is the NRIC. So the driver and the passenger holds the NRIC as their primary key too. The rest of the primary key are as follows. Public ID is the primary key for the public transport. Road ID is the primary key for location. COE ID is the primary key for COE. Car plate number is the primary key for motor vehicle. CID is the primary key for rental company. And lastly, insurance ID is the primary key for motor vehicle insurance. So in this bottom right, we can see that there are a total of 5 bold arrows. And these bold arrows represents the participation and key constraints. So a driver can own many motor vehicles, but each motor vehicle must be owned by one driver. Each motor vehicle must also require to be tagged under one COE, and it works both ways where this COE also requires to be tagged under one motor vehicle. Next, this motor vehicle must also need a motor vehicle insurance. Lastly, this motor vehicle must be registered under one company. In summary, we can say that if this driver were to own one vehicle, this driver will also need to require to own one COE. In other words, you can see that this will form an aggregation.
Hi, my name is Shafiq, and as you can see, here are some screenshots of the tables in the SQL, which are rental company, location, registered under, and owns. Next, I will be talking about the system functionalities in SQL. Firstly, we would like to find out which type of public transport is the most expensive and the fare. Next, we want to know what is the insurance coverage for the owners if they were to buy a car. Next, we would like to find out what are the prices of COE depending on the category, vehicle, and different fuel types. Next, we want to find out what type of vehicle do drivers buy based on their license type. And lastly, what are the rental rates of a sedan from different rental companies?
My name is Ryan, and I will be presenting on the system functionalities for NoSQL. Firstly, we can show the different types of insurance covered and the number of people under the insurance. To do so, we can make use of the aggregation function that processes various types of data in the collection and returns a calculated result. In this case, the count function. Secondly, we can find a specific insurance coverage, in this case, flexible access, and the price that we are looking for. To do this, we can make use of the find function and return selected documents in a collection. Regex is used here to perform pattern searching in a string.
One of the extra features we did is to request for a root password for MariaDB. This is to prevent any users from easily accessing our database. So, how do we implement it? Firstly, we have to enter MariaDB and enter this command here. The password 123 is just an example and can be customized to your preference. I have implemented the password to my system already. As expected, there will be an error message if I were to start my bat file. Then this password will be the one you have just entered. With this, I hope we can make database a little safer. We are implementing SavePoint using commit and rollback. I will be showing you how to implement it. Here I will set auto commit equals to 0 and commit. Then I will create a save point here called sp_1. Then I will show the list of person now. As you can see, there are 30 person in the list now. I'll then add one person in. As you can see, I've added Bob into the list already. Let's say I made a mistake here. I didn't want to add Bob. I can just roll back to SP1 so that no changes are made. This is because the save point is before the insertion of values. So if we were to go back, the insertion actually didn't occur. Any form of deletion or updates must be done in PHP admin. So these are the only place that you can actually delete or change any values.
Hi, I'm Raitian.
And let's jump into system limitations. So the first limitation that I'll be talking about is the deletion or the update of a table with foreign keys. So the table that I'll be using is the one with the rental company. So as you can see here, this is the list of the companies who are actually offering rental services. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to remove a company who is not offering rental services anymore. So as you can see here, you cannot delete or update because of the foreign key constraint. So what is the foreign key constraint? The foreign key constraint is actually used to prevent actions that will destroy the links between the tables. Another limitation is the save point, which is mentioned previously as a feature. Save point is like a double-edged sword. It is enabled by default in MariaDB, and this means that every execution that you make to modify a table ensures that a permanent save is done on the disk. By setting auto commit to 0, this enables the user to use functions like commit or roll back to a certain save point in time of need. This feature is better for experienced users. But that also means that there is a chance that the system will crash and no changes is committed. For users who forget to commit right before they exit the program, no data sets is actually saved. So this is why this is a limitation for new users.
And lastly, we have our system demo, where we will be showing our queries for the SQL and NoSQL.